evening. Very warm welcome to everyone who is joining us on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. My name is Anita, and I extend greetings to everyone on behalf of Manhattan Meditation Center. So before we start today's program, just a few announcements as usual. So we are coming to the end of month of March. So I wanted to share some of the new events we have planned for the month of April, in the month of April. So on April 2nd and 3rd, we are offering a short meditation course. Meditation courses, it will cover all the elements, but it is short because it's just for 2 days. So keeping the people in mind who can only attend courses on weekends. So we planned this, and the timings for that is 11 to 12:30 in the morning. If you have registered for it, great. If you haven't, visit our website. You might have also received an email if you're in our email list. If you're not, and if you like to be, you can send me a message in the chat. We are also offering a workshop in Spanish. It's on April 10th, and it is about, and I'm going to say it in English because I don't speak Spanish, the effect of peace on happiness. I'm paraphrasing it. So I know most of the people who join here on Thursday are English speaking, but if you have friends who might be, Spanish speaking and would be interested, you think they can take benefit, please spread the word around, share our flyer. The information about the workshop is already uploaded on our website. You can direct them to our website also. Beside this, the regular things again, Manhattan Center offers live meditation twice a day, Power Boost at 12 p.m. From Monday to Friday, and Good Night Meditation at 8 p.m. from Monday to Saturday, and at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. These meditations are only for 15 to 20 minutes, and we encourage you to join. If you are already doing it, great. If you haven't tried, we highly recommend it. Take the benefit of live meditation, even though we are in cyberspace, but the power of intellect, which connects the consciousness, right? You still experience the connectivity, and you will reap the benefit. These recordings of this talk, as well as the meditations, are available on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook. If you want to access the recordings of any of these Thursday talks on our YouTube channel, the playlist is titled Wisdom in Action. I think I covered everything.
Om Shanti, Sister Anita. I'm late, but I'm here.
All right. Sister Matilda. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to make Sister Matilda translator for Spanish. So as she has joined us, so that means we have a Spanish translation available for today's talk. If anyone prefers to listen this lecture in Spanish, you can choose the language. There is a globe-like icon at the bottom of your Zoom window. If you click on it, it gives you the option for the language. And I'm going to assign her as, okay, all set. So today's topic, true spiritual intelligence. Human beings are considered the greatest creation of God. And we are supposed to be very intelligent, right? And we are. We see the inventions, what we have made, and which give comforts of life and all that. But then there is a little qualifier in front of intelligence, right? Spiritual intelligence. What it indicates is that there is a difference There is an intelligent and there is a spiritual intelligence. And that is what in spirituality, what we study is called, or we understand and we perceive it as the true intelligence. And how it can change our life, giving a perspective of a bigger picture. You might have heard concepts of it relating to different elements in our talks, what we have done. So, so many talks we have done so far, but there is always, we can take it to the one more level deeper when we just focus on spiritual intelligence. So today's speaker is Dr. Rona Schweitz. I call her lovingly Sister Rona. Sister Rona is back with us. So she's going to share her thoughts on true spiritual intelligence. And Sister Rona, if there is any specific information about Thursday lectures being open for public, and if anyone can come to the center, if you can share some specific. I think there are people who used to come to the center and they are really waiting for the center to open. Welcome, very warm welcome on behalf of everyone.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. For those who are in this part of the world, near to New York, because these days Zoom has made us able to connect from anywhere, everywhere. Maybe we can start with a moment of silence. And in this moment of silence, reflect on this word, intelligence. Its meaning. Thank you. One aspect of intelligence, one aspect of spiritual intelligence, but intelligence in general, is the one who is intelligent will appreciate silence. Will enjoy sound also, and enjoy maybe talking also, but will know the value of silence and the value of moments of reflection and a reflective attitude. But maybe just some general thoughts first. Intelligence is, it is useful to be intelligent because it makes your life easier. It makes situations easier if you are intelligent. Intelligence just means you understand. So if you're, one may be intelligent in certain areas, means they understand that area. And when you understand things, it becomes easier to manage. For example, if you understand how to drive a car, then it is easy to drive the car. It becomes much more easy than someone who doesn't even know what a car is, someone who doesn't even know what a car is for. And they will scratch his head and maybe jump on it or try to push it. And in any situation, you yourself, for whatever task, you will try to get someone who is intelligent. Even if they're not intelligent in that aspect what you need them for, but you would prefer someone who is intelligent to do that task than someone who is not, because they might catch on faster, they might grasp things faster. So there is this use of intelligence. No, for example, someone who is a cook, you will use a cook who is intelligent, otherwise he might make a mess of everything. Or a gardener, even. You might choose someone who is intelligent, otherwise he might hurt himself with the gadgets and the tools that are there. So in any area of life, it is useful to have intelligence. Now, spiritual intelligence is considered the highest form of intelligence. Even in the corporate world now, they are using this term. They have gone beyond just intelligence. They've gone beyond emotional intelligence. But since 10 years or so, this word spiritual intelligence. And spiritual intelligence means one understands the things of the spirit. One understands and grasps and sees the invisible dimension, the spiritual dimension of things, the bigger picture behind things. And we are going to explore tonight with each other. And so feel free to ask or say anything in between. Just raise your hands if there is something. It is good if we can interact also. The group is not that big, so feel free. But we're going to explore some 10 aspects today of this spiritual intelligence. So first of all, in this 1 minute silence that we did just before, what is it that you were reflecting on? And what is it that you were trying to emerge within yourself or making yourself become aware of? Or were your thoughts just going all over the place? Or were your thoughts pulled to a specific situation or something that happened today? Now, one aspect of spiritual intelligence is that every moment there is a conscious attention on what is the quality of my inner world. And with my inner world, I mean my thoughts, my feelings, and my attitude. So we had 1 minute of silence. And in that minute of silence, was there attention? What is the quality of my thought? What is the quality of my feelings at this moment? What is the quality of my attitude at this moment? And steer it in a direction that is more conducive to a certain state of inner harmony. Steer it towards a feeling of balance. Instead of just thinking of what happened or thinking what I will have for dinner or whatever other kinds of mundane type of thoughts. And so one who is spiritual intelligence has the awareness that there are these 2 sides within. There is this side of what we could call the beauty inside, and that other side is the beast. We all know the Beauty and the Beast. That is a fairy tale with characters, but the real Beauty and the Beast, they live inside here. And so to be aware that there is this beauty, the essence of our being is beautiful, is spiritual, has these more tender and refined feelings like love, like peace and freedom and kindness and sincerity. But there is this beast also. And this beast has lots of thorns and many heads, lots of ego and bondages and anger and greed, but also the more subtle forms of these negativities, complaining, begging, manipulating, jealousy, gossiping. That is the beast inside. Now, one who is spiritually intelligent is aware of these at present two sides within us and doesn't allow the beast to rule, doesn't give nurturing to the beast, stops the ego, stops the gossip, stops the undermining, greed or anger or jealousy. Stops those thoughts that feed that. Why? Because it is not in our own benefit. If the beast inside is in charge, we suffer firstly, and we make others suffer. And so there's one who is truly, sincerely, spiritually intelligent is aware of these lower tendencies inside, that they are not innate to the being, but they have developed over time. And we have allowed them to develop. And we have allowed these lower tendencies to be nurtured, and they fester. And then sometimes they just act. We blurb it out, we act, even though we truly don't really want that. And we feel it kind of undermines how we truly are, but we can't almost as if help ourselves. And one who is on a spiritual journey is aware that this lower nature is acquired. And so it's not truly what is the innate nature of who we are, but it is acquired and it has been allowed to grow and to grow strong. And so on this spiritual journey, how our aim is to lower the influence of those lower tendencies inside, and to emerge and to nurture and to empower the natural, innate goodness that is there. And it begins with these simple practices of constantly having this almost like inwards vision, instead of being all the time outwardly oriented. This inward vision. What is the quality of my thoughts? And do I need to think about these things at this moment in time? I have a choice to think something else. Think about something else. To take back the control over my mind and choose higher thoughts, higher quality of thoughts. Gandhi used to say, which is kind of interesting to know, those who have read his biography, for example. He used to say his real work is not fight with the enemy out there. No? Gandhi is known for his independence, political independence, fight against the British. That is what he is known for. That is what has given him fame all throughout the world over decades now. But he himself says his real work was not that. His real work was the war with the demons inside, within himself. And this is a sign of spiritual intelligence. No one out there is my enemy. The real enemy is in here. Out there, there are just challenges. But how I deal with those challenges has to do with how much demons are in here. And if those demons are less, I will be able to be a light for the world, but I will also be able to deal with external situations better. And when we talk about demons, we are not talking about some monster with whatever, but the demons means all these complicated tendencies of undermining ourselves, of bondages, and when we use bondages means when we are dependent on things or on others. A term that is used for this within the spiritual context is attachments. And with attachments, we don't mean love. We mean dependencies, bondages, emotionally influenceable. You say it like that? Is this an English word? Easily influenced. Sorry, I'm thinking in another language at the moment. And so this, the inner demons are, for example, this tendency to easily be irritative, ego and arrogance. Ego and arrogance is what breaks relationships. Ego and arrogance is what creates a sense of lots of desires and expectations. And so we are vulnerable to being disillusioned. So the one who is spiritually intelligent is aware of the higher tendencies and the lower tendencies and observes the inner world and chooses to consciously nurture the higher tendencies. Another aspect of one who is spiritually intelligent is their decisions and their choices are led by the future and not by the past. Now, many times when we all the time, the whole day through, we are taking decisions and we are making choices for what we think, for what we say, for what we do, for how we interact, for what we buy. All the time, we are making choices. And we are taking decisions. One who is intelligent bases his decisions and choices upon where he wants to be in the future, instead of some memory or some desire from the past. Now, for example, we meet someone. How you act or interact with that person. If there is intelligence, your interaction is based on where you want that relationship to be in the future. And not based on, oh, yesterday they did not say hello to me, or yesterday they were impatient with me, or yesterday they were very nice with me, or whatever. the choice of the way I interact today should be based upon where I want this relationship to be in the future, instead of being a puppet from the experiences from the past. And in today's world, we are generally reacting towards people, towards situations, based upon our programming, our memories of the past. And what happens is that thereby we repeat the same things over and over and over again. And even if the past was pleasant, or some certain thing pleasant, if I long for that again and act because I want that again, or I expect that again, I'm still vulnerable. Because we live in a changing world. We live in a constantly changing world, and we live in a constantly unpredictably changing world. So if I act with the desire or the thought that it will be as how it was yesterday, I'm very vulnerable. I will easily be disillusioned. And because I'm focused on a certain type of result, I may get another result which may be also good or maybe even better. But because I was focused on a certain result, I am not even appreciative of what new has come to me. You get the sense of how we can get trapped in the past, not just a memory, but certain tendencies that we develop and certain reactions that we develop and expectations. We are trapped in it. And therefore we are all the time living in the past. And we make the past our present, and then that past and present becomes our future also. Same, all the time. Spiritual intelligence means I base my choices and my decisions and my behaviors today on what I would like for there to be in the future. So for example, if I would want someone to be respectful and there be a friendly relationship with them, even though they may have been not nice or nasty in the past, how should I behave today to make that future more probable? If I am also nasty today, then definitely that future will never happen. If I am also nasty because they were nasty yesterday, then there is a big chance that tomorrow they will be nasty to me again. And then I will again be nasty. And then nastiness, heaps of nastiness on top of each other, what will reap that? And so something to reflect on, but not only reflect on, something to experiment with. Do the unexpected. And this is a good kind of challenge for yourself. And not challenge, kind of a slogan in your mind. Let me do things that are unexpected, even for myself, and come out of this bondage of past behaviors and past conditionings and past ways of thinking and reacting, and experiment with a different way of thinking and seeing and acting and interacting based on where I would like it to be in the future. You like that experiment? It's good. Life is a big experiment, no? A big experiment with many little experiments. We should experiment with these kinds of things. And then not to kind of manipulate others, but to just enhance the quality of our life's experience. Nobody truly is our enemy. It is just I don't have the ability to deal with them. And so instead of trying to change them or manipulate them, let me up my ability to deal with life's situations. Another aspect of spiritual intelligence is this ability to see the bigger picture. One who is able to see the bigger picture is in a better position to deal with whatever you have to deal with. No? But you're always in a more wiser space. For example, I'm in middle of Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan. And I'm in the meditation center sitting here, and there is this room here. Now, if I'm only aware of this room, I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what will happen if I go through that door because I don't know what is behind that door. But okay, if I know behind the door is the elevator, and behind the elevator there is a hallway, and that hallway leads me to a door outside of the building. But if I don't know what is outside the building and how it is outside the building, I'm still at a loss. And okay, then I know Fifth Avenue. But if I don't know beyond Fifth Avenue, I don't know the way to go to the apartment, I'm still at a loss. So one who is aware of a bigger picture, even at this gross physical level, is in a better position to orient themselves and to choose which way to go, which way not to go, what is useful to do, what is not useful to do. So if I know the big map of Manhattan, I will be more easy to move around and know where to do more efficient. So knowing a bigger map always puts one at the advantage. Now, when we talk about spiritual intelligence, means we understand the spiritual big picture. Now, for example, here now on Zoom, there are 52 people and maybe a few more. Some places there may be 2 or 3 listening. And I'm seeing just these black boxes and few who have put on the camera, which is, I appreciate very much. Very nice seeing some live faces, not just boxes. I appreciate the boxes also, those who are there. And I also understand that some might not be in a position to put on their camera, but this is what I see. But the bigger picture is that behind every box and even behind every open video, and I see a face, there is a person there. And there is a whole world there. And not only is there a person, there is a spiritual being there. I'm seeing a bigger picture, just not the screen with some names on it and some images there. There is behind there is a person with his own world, with his own dynamics, with his thoughts and feelings and experiences. And there are 53 now with their whole world and their whole experiences is a bigger picture. But even beyond that, what I was saying already, there is a spiritual being. What I'm seeing also, and the person and the physical person, that is the part that we are acting out, but there is a spiritual being made of consciousness. a being that is timeless, a being that is innately filled with higher potential and deeper spiritual qualities, souls or spirits, whatever the words used for that. Each one is a soul. And as souls, we travel together. We are spiritual travelers on a journey, and we are a family of souls, going through all kinds of experiences in this world of matter. Then I'm seeing a bigger picture. I'm not just seeing, oh, this one is female, this one is male, this one is Indian, this one is Latino, this one is Caucasian. I'm seeing the spirit, the invisible living being of consciousness, the observer, who is in a much larger journey than this present dynamics of the drama of human life. No? When we are seeing a bigger picture, understanding a bigger picture, we are also in a much better position to choose our thoughts, and our feelings will be richer. No? For example, if I say, oh, I'm seeing some Latino person there, a lady who is Latino, then that will trigger some memories maybe of my time in the Dominican Republic. It will emerge some Spanish thoughts in Spanish in my mind and some memories. Those will be the feelings. But if there is, for example, the awareness that the real self is this spiritual being, and there is also a spiritual being, I'm not looking at Latino or not Latino, or black or white, or women or men, but the spiritual being, my brother. Then there are other thoughts and other feelings inside. Feelings of equality, feelings of respect, feelings of, brotherhood. Feelings of a love that transcends human likeness or dislikeness. And so this practice of seeing a bigger picture is very useful. And this is one of the aspects that gets trained in meditation. When we meditate, this subtle function to perceive the invisible and to go beyond what is limited. Another aspect of spiritual intelligence is appreciating variety. Understanding that everything has its beauty, and in everything there is a message or a lesson or an experience. Your life, our life, any life is richer when there is variety. You can learn more, you can learn more about yourself also, more that there is variety. Everybody doesn't need to be the way I am. Everybody doesn't need to think the way I think. And more I can appreciate variety, it stimulates within us this ability to see different points of view. We become more mature when we are exposed to variety. A variety of situations, variety of people, variety of personalities, varieties of cultures, varieties of ways of thinking. It enriches and it empowers your own thinking. and your own sense of self also. And it is a very immature, limiting, and non-intelligent positioning to be close-minded to variety. And so this is another nice area to experiment with. Now, these lower tendencies within us, the ego within us, only likes people who like what I like. Only likes those who boost my ego. But I don't learn anything from that. And actually the limiting factors within me just gets enhanced. So this is something to think about, because life in the present day world especially brings you a wide variety of people, a wide variety of situations, a wide variety of interactions, a wide variety of opinions, a wide variety of possibilities. And to appreciate that. Now, sometimes in talks like this, lectures or retreats that we have, or sessions here at the center, there is one who goes against it all the time, raising his hand or saying something against. And we sometimes might feel, oh, I don't like this person, why this person is creating this harmony. But afterwards, when I observe myself, or I always learn something deeper about myself. And in general, actually, I encourage people to share and to give, because it gives me deeper insights. And other people know things that I don't know, so I get more informed also. So this intelligent positioning, appreciate variety. But ego always feels attacked or threatened, and therefore doesn't wants everybody to agree with me. But that ego within me just suppresses me and doesn't allow the maturity of the personality to come out. Am I making myself clear? Appreciate variety. It makes our life richer. Another way to check how spiritually intelligent we are is how big is our heart. And with a big heart means, for example, how does one treat one's enemy? Can you, the example that is coming to mind again is the example of Gandhi. In this whole effort of getting independence for India, there were many times confrontations and interactions with the British. But he, at the individual level, not necessarily what others were doing or thinking or feeling, but at the individual level, he always was respectful to his opponents. He used to say, we don't agree on things, but we are brothers. As a human being, I respect you. We don't agree on things, and your Your rule, your government is not in favor of the majority of the Indian population. But I don't hate you. System has to change. Your positioning will have to change. But as a human being, I respect you. And there behind, there is my brother. And it's very interesting to observe this phenomena. But this gives you an insight in how big is your heart. How much is your power to love? Love life, love others. But you are winning in this. Because if my ability to love is bigger, I am experiencing that love. Even though someone may be my opponent, even someone may be totally acting against, if I can uphold deeper behind that respect and love for the being that they are, it is a sign of nobility within. Doesn't mean that I allow them to do what is not right. No, I don't agree with your actions. I don't agree with your positioning. I don't agree with your opinion, and I will not cooperate with that. But hate is a debilitating emotion for myself. And so the spiritually wise don't have enemies. They just disagree with positioning or ideologies or actions. Now, say you have a brother, a physical brother, born in the same family, same parents, and your brother becomes a thief or something. You don't agree with what he does. You don't agree with how he makes his living, but you still love your brother. And to nurture that vision and those feelings, that is a sign of wisdom. You don't get entangled in all kinds of debilitating emotions for yourself. That doesn't help anyone, nor yourself. Anyone want to say anything so far? I'm not sure how many we have mentioned already. I think 6 or so. Anyone want to say anything at this moment? Then we'll continue. Really appreciating all these cameras that are on. Very good.
Thank you, sister. I'm writing down everything you're saying furiously. It makes a great sense. It makes a lot of sense. And the good news is it is so practical. I can actually see myself doing this. So I'm writing it down. So I'm writing it in your words. So I can remind myself when this call is over.
Okay.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
And experiment with it.
Sister Rona,
Mhm.
would we have access to this recording? It's so great. I want to listen to it every day
Mhm.
to control my anger, honestly.
Yes, you can access the recording. I think Anita put it in the chat already.
Okay. And one question, if say we have reacted in this manner adversely and with anger, how to restore those relationships if some damage has been done?
Saying I'm sorry is a good first step. Another good step is not repeating it again. So, because real apology is when an amend apology should mean it will not happen again. So truly to work, make things better again is to change within. Take out the root of anger, which is there. And that comes by our own practices, of course, of spiritual study and meditation, not nurturing the demons inside.
Also, very big problem with ego. And this anger comes mostly from like you mentioned, ego is the source.
Yeah.
So have big problem dissolving the ego.
Yeah, but I cannot change other people's ego.
Mine is a problem. My ego is my own. I can only control myself. So with meditation, perhaps, and
Definitely regular practice of meditation and studies. Another aspect of spiritual intelligence is, am I able to step back? How to say this? Am I able to, what is the word?
Reflect.
Stand alone. No, that is a better word. Am I able to stand alone? One of these lower tendencies within the consciousness that has developed is that we have become herd animals. And we conform ourselves in line with what is going on in the herd. But we should be able to be lions and lionesses instead of goats. We don't need to go with the herd. If the herd is moving in the direction of the slaughterhouse, we should be able to stand alone. And that is a sign of maturity. It is a sign of spiritual wisdom and intelligence. Be able to hold the fort alone. And it doesn't only mean physically alone, but also whatever is the principle, the understanding, what you understand as right, stand by it. Even if the whole world says something else. And for one who is on a spiritual journey, this is an absolute necessity to be able to stand alone. A simple example, many years ago, when I chose for a vegetarian lifestyle, everyone around me thought I had gone mad. Now most of them are also vegetarian. At that time, almost everyone was against and saying all kinds of things. But that inside, that courage and that deeper conviction to be able to stand apart from the crowd. Nothing wrong with that. Another sign of, just one moment.
Sister Rona, there is a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take it now?
Mm-hmm.
Question is, what about boundaries? Could that be spiritually intelligent?
Boundaries, I don't know what is meant by that exactly. Boundaries, I'll just share what I understand by that is don't break your principles. Don't negotiate what deeper inside you feel is right. Don't break your habits and practices that are beneficial for you and for others around, just because of the imposition or someone else or the influence of something or something else. If something is a principle for you and you value it, stick by it. And that is actually part of this not going with the herd. My choice for vegetarian food is the principle of nonviolence and the respect and love for all living creatures. Animals are also living beings who want to be free, who want to be safe, who want to be in peace. That is a principle. So why should I break that principle just because someone else wants to or tries to convince me? So in that sense, I think boundaries, yes. Don't break what you deep inside believe in, because you're undermining yourself and your sense of value of self. Another aspect of intelligence and spiritual intelligence is again this ability to come out of ego, see yourself, to be able to see yourself as a player in a much larger game. Now, this ego is so tenacious, and this ego has just one chant. You know what this chant of ego is? I, me, my, mine. And this ego blows all out of proportion our own thinking and our own perception of what is my world and my life. The previous 2 generations ago, the previous generation, they used to call it the me generation. You know what they call the present generation? The me generation. But it gives us, our thinking revolves around me, what I want, what I think, what I desire, my cat, my dog, my people, my work, my money, my possessions, my position. If we check our thoughts, not only the quantity of thought, but the content of thoughts, majority of those thoughts revolve around this, me. Spiritual intelligence means we can drop all that and see that we are a player in a much bigger game also. Now, someone was sharing this story, and I still want to read up a little bit on this, the experiences of astronauts when they go into deep space. Many of them apparently have some spiritual experiences when they are up in space. And because you know what happens, you know how the Earth looks from space? It just looked like a dot. And when we are here, we get so tangled up in all kinds of situations and people and what is happening and fighting and war and complications. When they're up there in space, whole thing doesn't matter. Whole thing just becomes like a point, a blue pearl, Earth. That's it. And they're in this wide cosmos. So many planets are there. What happens deeper inside is me, and I. It gets dropped. We become humble. And one who is spiritually intelligent is able to drop the ego and come more into this feeling of we are a big humanity, a big family. And I'm just one player in the big scheme of things. Let me do my part and let me play it accurately. But don't be so my, and I centered. And to give a simple example of this is we watch the news and we are not happy of most of the things that we see on the news and what is going on. But if somebody scratches your car, you might be more upset about that than what you saw on the news. And that car scratch days you might be cursing that person. And maybe doing all kinds of vigilance around that car. You might be more upset and longer upset about the scratch on your car than some famine or some war or some hurricane-torn country on the other part of the world. Not that we will not be happy about it, but it will not bother us as much as the scratch on the car. So it gives us an insight in how limited our thinking sometimes is. And to use at least your mind, to that for a more egoless state, and our feelings of compassion and our feelings of love, that they are for a much broader community than just me, my, I, and my little little hub in the whole, my little pot in the whole thing. Okay, I know time is gone by, but and we are already past 7:30. But just the last aspect of spiritual intelligence, one who learns from mistakes, one who learns from every moment and every interaction. Many times, also this goat intellect, this me, my ego-based positioning is always looking at the faults in others. Whilst a spiritually intelligent person, whatever the interaction or the situation is, what can I learn from it? Because if I learn from it, even if it was an unpleasant situation, even if it was insulting situation maybe, if I learn from it, I have used that situation to empower me and enrich me. So I will be better off. And I can share that with others. Okay, there is a list more, but time is up. Thank you all for your attention. Maybe we can close with a moment of silence, and then I think Anita may still have some other announcements, I'm not sure. But also, yes, the center is open again. So we would love to have you here for the talks or the sessions in person. It is good, you don't have to come for the session. You can also just at other times stop by the center, but it is good to give us a call before you come, because we still don't want like 80 people in the center at the same time. We're still making sure that there is enough space for distancing. But yes, you can come back to the center, but give us a call before you come, to make sure that someone is here at that time, or give us a heads up that you're coming for the lecture or the course. Okay, then let's close with a moment of silence and then over to Anita.